So the game of basketball was invented 127 years ago, and LeBron James is as good as anyone who ever played it. If that wasn't among the thoughts you had a little after 11 o'clock on Saturday night, I just don't think I can help you anymore. Consider in this his age 33 season. He averaged 27.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 9 assists, playing in all 82 games. In 10 playoff games, those numbers look like this: 35 points, 8 boards, 9.5 assists, shooting 55% from the floor. The buzzer beater that we just showed you, that was his 5th in his career in the playoffs. Michael Jordan in his career had 3. Kobe Bryant had 1. Now, I spent 7 of the best years of my life watching Michael Jordan play, home and road. He was unbelievable. But he wasn't objectively better than LeBron James. He just wasn't. And LeBron seems to have a lot left in the tank. Here's the way this is going to go. Next season, he should pass Jordan, Wilt, and Dirk Nowitzki on the all-time scoring list. He'll get Kobe the year after that. If he plays 4 more years at anything even approaching this level, he would then be number 5 all-time in assists. He'd be top 25 in rebounds, and be number 1 all-time in points scored. So if you remain a hater, I guess you're going to hate. But if you refuse to acknowledge that this guy is as good as anybody that ever lived, at this point, I think it says more about you than it does about him. Now, Beetle, to the point you made earlier, this is not, in my mind, a referendum on LeBron is better than Michael.
Right.
But it is a referendum on Michael is not better than LeBron either. You can't be better than this guy is. He continues to play better and better at an age where every historical great has started going in this direction. He's going in this direction. He's playing better than he ever has right now, and yet immediately go to Twitter when these games end, and all you get are people knocking LeBron James for no reason.
That's a great down barrel, but I want to break down a couple of things to you. LeBron James deserves this conversation. There's nothing I can say that doesn't allow me to put LeBron James in this conversation. He's one of the top 3 or 4 basketball players to ever do it. So when you're talking about the all-time greats, how do you now separate them? For me, when they're at their apex. When Michael Jordan was at his apex, say 1980, I'm gonna give you a year, 1987, 88. You know what Michael Jordan did that year? He won the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. He was the first player to do that. Now, why did I bring that up? Because I've been on the court with him and LeBron. And Michael Jordan's the first guy in Hakeem Olajuwon that was like, they're the best player on both ends. So when you talk about LeBron, while you're gonna put up his statistics, I'm gonna separate him by being elite 2-way players. I think Michael Jordan has the edge on them in that. Also, all-time great scorers. Nobody's a greater all-time leading scorer than Michael Jordan. Kareem has the record, but when you talk about scoring averages and things of that nature, it's going to be like Michael Jordan. It's going to be Wilt Chamberlain, like they're in the class of their own. But then we got to go to the most important thing that people are going to talk about, championships. And so for LeBron James, he's lost in the finals how many times?
5.
How many times did Michael Jordan lose in the finals?
None. LeBron has also made more finals than Michael did, which does count for something. Let me go back to something you said previously. I'm sorry, Beetle. I need to jump back.
No, I'm not having this argument. I already told you guys. I'm listening. I'm just enjoying it.
If you're going to tell me that Michael Jordan was a greater defender than LeBron James, I'm going to tell you, and look, I would defer to you. You were on the court with him, and I was not. But LeBron is a more diverse defender. LeBron James could guard Derrick Rose, and he could guard your center most of the time. Now, based solely on his size and his ridiculous athleticism, Michael Jordan couldn't do that. Michael Jordan couldn't guard bigs. I'm not knocking him for that. He wasn't a big. But LeBron James is 6'8", 250, and when they played the Bulls in the playoffs a few years ago, when Derrick Rose was the MVP of the league, that's who they put LeBron on him to shut him down.
Michael Jordan could guard multiple positions also. Neither one of those guards can guard, neither one of those gentlemen can guard centers. They're just too small. They'll get punished as they should. But again, Michael Jordan, at his apex, Greeny, there was a time where he led the league in scoring, won the dunk contest, won the MVP, won the Defensive Player of the Year. Like Michael Jordan, there's a reason why he's still selling shoes 30 years after he played.
I'm not knocking that. What I'm telling you is that LeBron James will be selling shoes 30 years after he's done playing also.
And how about this? When you talk about LeBron James' improvement, we talk about him being clutch now. Michael Jordan was clutch in college. Michael Jordan was also that guy that people came to play with. LeBron James needed to leave Cleveland for a reason, because they weren't able to build around him a championship glory.
You can't bring up college. LeBron James didn't go to college.
But
if Michael Jordan didn't have to go to college, he wouldn't have had to either.
I'm talking about There was a point in LeBron James' career where he was not clutch. Michael Jordan was always clutch. LeBron James went to Miami to learn how to be a champion from the Heat organization, from Dwayne Wade. And then he won it there. Then he took it back to Cleveland, and he has been all-time great. I give it to LeBron. But Greeny, he's not Michael Jordan. 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs. He's still the GOAT.
There's an element of infidelity involved in this argument, I think, for people of our age group. The idea that I'm going to say the words, LeBron is the greatest of all time over Michael Jordan, there's something that feels wrong about it. And I think that's partly why this argument continues to go on. But like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm enjoying what I'm watching. That's it. I'm not picking anything.
Me
right
too.
now. This is just
Me
the
too.
most fun to watch.
That doesn't lend itself to debate.